Talking Point platform. TV. Oh yeah. Unale we pledge with love and loyalty to we sweet mama salute. Now we all come together as well for tomorrow. Now we go make salute.
Yes, Fambula, welcome back to yet another very, very important segment where they can do the Talking Point platform. My name now Mr. Komon-Tok. Today we get some big allegation where we can analyze this very important topic here where we get on the screen. Can a government of national unity break the impasse? Now, this topic first, I got to remind you now say, now the people of Talking Point community now they suggest based on we phone inks what they do. Now one of them say why they not for come up with why this idea will not for tester. So I want to ask you a lot call experts there and people, authorities there, make them can put more on this particular important program. So I mean, it's just a pleasure for at least as to tell them so they agree. So we get Honorable Mohamed Bangura, where they right now Ghana, we you can talk on this issue. We get Honorable Lance Abdullah Lansana. We also get the PRO of SLPP, North America. We also get Mr. Boyi Jalo Jamboria, and would expect CSO Mambu and some other guests there. And so, Fambula, if not the first thing this is for John, please would encourage you for let's subscribe because now one-stop shop in the sense where you carry all the important news to the makers and social media in the country, the getter. And people in credit here for be a credible place. When you carry anything where you get here, a factual. So consider for be part of the community and help we share. We get strong community anyway. These are people who don't push this platform and they're always engaging. And in fact, I like not ask them to share, they share. But however, because this is the nature of this program, because on a suggestion, we could definitely act on a share. The program, we want to come and talk this now, the way forward. And again, we get the guests in there. I know I waste time for go back and forth and for show how value and how the idea don't become so important for me. We'll get for the cow this program every Sunday, hopefully. All right, now go straight to the point without wasting time. We go bring in Honorable Mohamed Bangura. Yes, Honorable, people in the list unify and wide. You get the platform.
Good evening, fellows. Right. Today, I'm very glad, I'm very happy for this today.
All right, thank you very much, Honorable. We also get another Honorable Naya. Yes, Honorable, you get the platform. Thousands of people.
Yeah, good evening. And me own political mentor there in the studio today. So I'm a bit grateful. Go I can see how I feel pleased. Now a man with your own special quality. So I use that for say plenty thank you for our way joining me today. And plenty thank you to all the listeners that are out there.
Thank you, Munir.
All right, so we get Patrick. Yes, Patrick. Yeah, Patrick. Etwi.
Yeah, Adeyeri.
All right.
Famulem una audu. Mina gentle Patrick Madakoroma. Mina the PRO for SLPP in America. And Mr. Komon-Tok, I'm glad that you bring me na this podium with some very good politicians and follow discourse way forward about saloon politics and saloon one.
We own political analysts. When Mr. Mohamed Boy Jalo Jamboria, you go greet the people there with the listen far and wide. You know, a known face Naya.
Sorry, I was up. Thank you for bringing the politicians on. Everybody talks politics. I'm an international politician. I was a trade unionist in Sierra Leone in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. I came to Norway in 2003 and got elected in Norway. So let us talk politics today.
All right, very good. Now we will still wait for like 2 more guests, but we don't form a quorum. We will move on. The next guest will get for Pam, then we can join with. Now, first and foremost, gentlemen, first I want to use this opportunity on behalf of the entire crew of the Talking Point platform for welcoming Una, for telling them plenty thank you on a level of business for can talk to the people now. Now, this particular program, now the people of Talking Point community and then suggestion. We all know what's going to take place at the country, the political impasse. This will not get for make any kind, will not get for phrase or rephrase not the fact to just get for confront the reality. Some people are suggesting, what about what's in the way forward? So we say, okay, we don't get all the answers. Now we bring in some of these experts, make them can tell we how they want to make the country move on. Now, I will come first to Mr. Boy Jalo Jamboria. People suggest, say, maybe if we use a government of national unity, perhaps it go bring down it go break down the impasse. Is it something that actually feasible where we go recognize? Let's bring in kinds of Mr. Boy Jalo Jambora.
Thank you very much. I think Sena the only solution that's going forward for Sierra Leone. I believe say if there we politicians here they do the research. One of the things when Nelson Mandela tried for implementing in South Africa is unfortunate because of copyright reasons. We not go use them now. Yeah, is that politics cannot succeed without a consideration of the cultural and other aspirations of the people. If we look at Sierra Leone, no matter whether you are Koroma born in Pujaung, Koroma born in Bombali, Kamara born in Koinadugu, we all are the same people from the same root. We all get a Malinke Fulani origin coming from 3 directions. I'm doing a research and writing a book on that now. We are all refugees in Sierra Leone. Let me say it straightforward. Some people ran from Senegambia down, some from Wasulu, some from Wangara. Then language is how they used to the Creole and the Timini inside Salon them form. We get to go back to that and see the commonalities in with DNA and everything. If we don't reach this stage, politics they make we see brothers as enemies, I think we get for revisit we mental status quo and ask certain questions. And for make we answer them questions then we need an interim situation where go be a government of national unity, then give them a terms of reference on what for review, what for make, and recommend we take the step going forward. And also, before they reach the government of national unity stage, let we get a national referendum. Let we ask the people their opinion. One mistake they make in Sierra Leone is we they look Western education as intellect. That man not sabi book, he not sabi talk English. That man they talk in Mende in Loko and Timni. He know what he know. Go talk to them, ask their opinion, because every human being is Homo sapien. They think.
All right.
So therefore, if we can take this step, because we missed the step after the end of the war in 2001, that would have been the most appropriate time where we for look at how we go restructure we country, let it culturally and sociologically good for open up, let everybody able live within Sierra Leone and say, I belong to Sierra Leone.
All right, okay. Mr. Jallo, lad all you did, because we get for the make and 3 minutes so that people can go able to actually get them points clear. 3 minutes with the time. Now come to you, Honorable Mohamed Bangura. First and foremost, a lot of people and they ask, where is Mohamed Bangura? And then 2 days there, we see a flyer they pass all over social media. You and Honorable Lamina, then say they don't go swear as ECOWAS member of parliament. Now you get the opportunity for talk to the country. You don't mind later we waiting this day for confirm whether not 2 not to 2.
Oh, thank you very much. First of all, make a great Honorable Muniru. I do Muniru.
No bad,
and
boss.
I want to tell you, say, we miss you so much in the House of Parliament.
No.
Then, for answer you directly, within Ghana, Accra, and for Kantik subscribe to the oath of office as members of the ECOWAS Parliament. That event they take place on Tuesday, wherein we will subscribe to the oath of office. The past 3 days, there were seminars and workshops. So now the workshops and we don't take part. Me and Honorable Lamina. Honorable Lamina now from the SLPP in the can replace Honorable Malice Payne. And me, they replace Honorable Cheroma Juba. So now this situation that's true.
All right, thank you very much for clarifying. So people, family, I don't get that. But anyway, on share, we need to get more people for join the program. This forget the kind caliber of people are in one show, not easy. Now jump come to you, Honorable Abdul. People and still like sometimes I think you follow a program. There are thousands of people and they watch you, tens of thousands. Is there any kind of we wouldn't go accommodate if this is possible, then suggest a government of national unity? Is there anything that government they think about? Is it any feasible solution when it comes to this impasse? Honorable.
Yeah, generally, like we can rightly say the law very clear. That issue where government go say, okay, we can't sit down for a table. They on the platform for now. Yes, we know say 1 or 2 issues that they pop up where people that they look at and say, we brother they're not in a parliament. But like when we brother they are when Honorable Mohamed Bangoa, say clearly like where it can rightly talk by the constitution, it gets a mandate for serve the people that we don't vote them in.
All right, I think Fambule, Honorable gets small hiccup from inside. We'll get us a few seconds, otherwise we'll jump. All right, okay. I think Honorable will join we back whenever in system come up. Now jump to you, Brahma Kamara. I'm not saying you said on the follow social media. These idea don't they float? Is it something that you buy for say, in order for break this impasse, we need a government of national unity for we sit down, we strategize and move forward. Is it something that you feel say feasible at all? You get 3 minutes.
Okay, Mona, good evening. Personally, for me, being a Democrat, I believe in democracy. So I don't believe in government of national unity. Waiting that in a government of national unity, when a democracy will be practiced as alone. When clearly SLPP say that they win the election. If you not win and clearly let them rule. We don't need that. But if you not them win them, the issues that way APC don't raise, let them look into them. If not a rerun of the election, we do them back, we get proper democracy. The principles of democracy must be followed. Government of national unity be don't happen before it work. It not work. For this and called IBN government of national unity. It not ever work.
Before for this God's government, there was one in 1968, sir.
Okay, sir. I don't know about 1968.
I know about it because I'm one of the youngest men in Sierra Leone.
Okay, all right, sir. So For me, I believe in the principle of democracy. Now, democracy with the practice, with democracy young, but with it fed for grow. Yes, we don't bring issues, don't come up. Let's look into the issues. Government of national unity, no, make no sense at all. Because at the end of the day, there's no honesty behind it. We are very dishonest society that will not able to work with ourselves.
That is one thing I would agree with, and you have just justified why we should have a government of national unity.
Mr. Jallo, now just allow that let finish. You go calm. I will go put you back on track.
So we are very dishonest society. Once we get a government of national or whatever unity government now, I know waiting get for play behind the back. I know a lot of people get for die behind it. A lot, trust me. So let's do the reality. The reality, if an SLPP win the election, let them rule. APC the opposition. If an APC win the election, let them rule. SLPP the opposition. Let's follow the principles of democracy. This thing about democracy not they work for black man. God create human being equally, whether a white man or black man. If you work for white man, why not for work for we? Already we need for do. Let's try for be honest. We are very dishonest.
All right. So thank you very much. Honorable, don't come back. Yes, Honorable, you be the only next. You go continue for Musa, I stop. You get me? All right. Honorable is still a get challenge. You get me, Honorable? Honorable answer, you get me? All right, let me bring you kind side, Gentle. Gentle, what's in that you way forward as a country? Because we know what's in the happen at the governor. Everybody know. What do you feel? You feel say you support the idea, or what's in the way forward as Sierra Leonean at this particular time of this?
I think there are two things in this conversation. Let people understand before I move ahead. Are we talking about the plans where APC gets in relation to waiting that then concerns them within the race, or we are talking generally as a nation? The reason is we want to be clear to people them that we are not discussing the plans that they have and waiting that then wish for waiting the wish for it happen. In my own opinion, I don't think it is something that could be debated or something that could be viable. But however, if that's not the case, in generic terms, if at the state and Sierra Leone, just like many other countries, if they run a democratic governance, we get the tenets of national inclusivity. Why I say so? In a democracy, in that system of government where they run as Sierra Leone, currently, we get three arms of that government. We get the executive body, we get the judiciary, and then we get the legislature. Of course, the judiciary, they're not a part of politics. They're not a part of politics. So, the government where they run right now, it's now radical inclusiveness. Democratically, there's government of inclusion, because when you go to parliament, you get all political parties. Then you get APC, the members of parliament. Why you think say Honorable Mohamed Bangura Sidonaya? What do they represent? Now the APC party. Why you think say we get former Honorable Muniru Naya? What do they represent? Now the SLPP party. Now the SLPP party. So now, here's the situation now. The executive, nobody know the tamper with them. The president will win in power. When a president bill, the constitution of that country, when at the 1991 constitution, give the opportunity for like appoint people that will go work with them in the executive for move the nation forward. So virtually in democracy itself is a national inclusive governance system, because when bills then they go, when policies then they go in the parliament, every politician then they involved in. Every political party they part of them. In the councils, we see PMDC then they the council. Then commander one different political party. We see APC then they the council. We see SLPP then they the council. Flashback. So he passed Parliament and President Bill in first term. We see many other like C4C. We see NGC. They all be the part of governance. So that is what we call government of national inclusion. That's why you can. So I don't know which type of national inclusion you are talking about, but what I mean, there is a government of national inclusion. Israel as always before, and in any other democratic governance.
Now, we just want to be honest with Sefnaya. This is not about politics. That I make you find out if you see the guests who will bring calm. Of course, we know you party where they represent on our SLPP, which is good. We also bring calm somebody where they also represent from APC. But with a time for being honest, how we, in the sense we all know what's in the apple at the country. There is a deadlock. This will just get for talk. So we expect, according to authorities, a dialogue will take place this very month, hopefully, and people in the car with ideas. Otherwise, the government not for call people and for come. So these are the reasons they are. So now we just get clear. Now we not out. Now we not try for paint anything. Now we just focus on the gun. Now I will bring you calm, Mr. Bangura.
Well, okay. Well,
I bring calm, Mr. Bangura. I mean,
because I don't know if the time done. As far as I'm concerned, you accuse me of being dishonest, but I am not dishonest.
No, I'm not saying you. I said no, I not say you. I said no, don't face the reality. I'm not saying you specifically. I'm talking about Sierra Leoneans. Now, that brings down Mr. Jallo. You not possibly support the idea of us having this national unity government. What is the basis in terms of legal, in terms of constitutional wise? Because people in the particular, you know, I read the PR from SLPP, they say they already gets a government in waiting, and then say the opposition still a work now. What now you take on this one?
I think we forget certain things clear. We are not talking politics here. We are talking Sierra Leone. Me, when they talk to now, in 1990, I was a sitting member of the Peter Lorenzo Tucker Constitution Commission. I took part in the construction of this constitution that we are using today in Sierra Leone. By then, I was the vice president of the Sierra Leone Teachers Union. The draft constitution that we sent to Parliament is not what we are using today. But not so that's not the issue. Because if we use that draft today, some of them problems here will they face today, they will not go face them. Okay? But some people impose themselves on law in Parliament by then had their way, and we had what we have today. Fine. But if we are looking at what is happening in Sierra Leone today, we are in people. If you remember the way I do the introduction, people of the same bloodline, people of the same DNA, because of politics, and they look at themselves as enemies and adversaries. A Kamara, by the way, the name Kamara means commander. I am doing my research. In Koinadugu, they have watered it to Mara. They took out the car. If a Kamara born in Cambia, they see the Kamara Napujau as somebody different, I think 60 years after independence, and with this last election, where everybody don't say, there are a lot of questions about the credibility. The way forward, now for make we go into a government of national unity, where every political party will be represented in that government. We give them a term of reference or something, where then go take time for make we get the country back together. The idea that this has been elected, that has been elected, so we have to continue. If we continue down that line, we are creating problems that will come back to us in the future. Some of we they talk because we get a moral obligation to Sierra Leone. But I don't need anything from Sierra Leone as I'm talking. I'm a Norwegian citizen. I can live here for the rest of my life. And only job from nobody, no nothing. Let we begin get that clear say. Let we try for put Sierra Leone first. Let we try for unite the country. Let we try for bring all these differences together. Let we come and say, okay, we were wrong at this time. Let us do it this way going forward. And now let we take this thing on partisan basis. Now we look at Sierra Leone, a country of one people with different origins, but all belonging to the Malinke and Fulani stock.
All right. On la holiday, Mr. Mohammed. La bring you Honorable Bangura. Honorable Mohammed Bangura. Now, as we understand, say, hopefully by the end of this month or middle of this month, the mediators there, the ECOWAS, the Commonwealth, and for Canada, the country. So people in they suggest this idea for say, in order for to break the impasse, perhaps a government of national unity go do the trick. Something that you subscribe to at all.
Ma tell you my brothers then. This impasse way we they talk about. Now we no more within the diaspora, now we they blow am out of proportion. But internally in the country, if you go na salon right now, you dey find out see there is not much of an impasse at all. And me for one, not subscribe to a government of national unity, not subscribe to a national unity at all. Because I gave me reasons.
All right.
We don't go through elections. Don't go through elections then. From 1991, we get
internationally as incredible.
No, listen, man, make me points. We don't get elections then. We don't get elections from Kaba in days, we get to Anes, come to Madabio. Yes. These elections make you say some of the NGOs don't question them. Some of the international community members don't question them. They don't question the entire elections. The elections was peaceful, then question the tabulation. The tabulation ain't a question. All right, they don't swear in the president. The president don't take out of office, an out of office. He don't get in government. They don't they run. Now we don't get ECOWAS. They can mediate. Make I tell you, the ECOWAS then can one for can mediate. Now only outside the country we see as in a big thing. But in Sierra Leone, not just a normal thing. A normal thing. My brother, what's the happening at Salone problems? The crux of the matter with Salone problems, now sincerity in all forms, 9 lakh. Sincerity in all forms, 9 lakh, 9 missing. Because of that sincerity they're missing, it don't come alongside with lack of trust among the citizenry. Lack of trust don't inject bad heart among the citizenry.
Honorable, I'll just jump in. Please help with us, since you know they're in favor of this idea. What do you feel say now the way forward? You got one more minute by 3 minutes. What do you go?
The way forward now they tell you so.
All right.
I say na sincerity coupled with bad heart. Now in a box alone. Either in a government or in a civilian or in a farm. Na bad heart and sincerity. If we address that problem there, seriously, we don't have a problem of governance in Sierra Leone.
So you suggest to address the bad acts, not to show the sincerity.
The bad acts and sincerity.
And how do we address that?
Okay.
But Badats and sincerity don't form part of the problems.
How
People
do
are not
we
take
address
politics.
those problems?
Mr. Jalo, let
I tell you, wherein they do a program like this, wherein people they share their ideas, let us give the opportunity to somebody, make it flow with the ideas there, without interjecting.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Now, if we don't look at the problem of Sierra Leone, we know say these problems of Sierra Leone, this nabadats and lack of sincerity, not a problem of governance. We address them. How they address them? The leadership waiting at the country, now they for begin first. I talk about sincerity. Sincerity that we waiting at leaders, we the politicians, we are leading people. Now we for sincere first. We sincere, then we preach them, practice them, we pass them to the people. But this question of you don't hold power, where you hold power, you know, sincere to the people, then you know expect the people for follow suit. Either it's President Bio, or President Anes Kurma, President Ahmed Jankaba, President Momo. That has been the problem. So, more look at that way, more not look at it from a government of national unity perspective. Even if we bring a government of national unity now, the problems will still be there. So let us address them two problems a day.
Thank you. Law Olude, law we see if Honorable go take Usai be left. As Honorable Abdul, you get me now, right? Bodri, I go take for Musa, you be tap because you be the only legs where you get small technical issue.
Because one thing we all try to make very clear that the fact, like when my brother don't talk, the country who did it, we know say things are moving. 1 or 2 quarters go say yes, things are not going the way where they expect and for let go. But the thing where we can rightly say, everybody like where we daddy they rightly say, it didn't no way. And no say no way get a lay down laws. When are they law and they follow? For an election, that any other issue around it, we get a court of a court system in Sierra Leone where the law don't prescribe exactly waiting for due date. For then we question anything like even waiting we daddy they talk about so now where they talk about an inclusive government. That inclusive government will come about outside the court when I get the mandate. Look at the issues surrounding the electioneering where people are raised, the evidence the way they submit to the court look at it and say, okay, this is a call for an inclusive government or a rerun of this election. Why? Because the evidence are glaring and clear. But that notwithstanding, we need a Sierra Leone who side we don't election because one pioneer or one reason where come with the mandate, the thought of the proportional representation. Now that thought for say where election done, don't forget about election, don't think about development. We want to see how Salon will compare himself to other countries internationally. But one thing where we don't see Salon along in the past election, even when election done, we still they talk about election. We still they talk about things where they can we divide. Like where my brother Honorable talk the people where they cannot entrust with position. We need to come back to the people for telling exactly what's in the truth where they inside the room. We need to come back and tell the people and say, yes, this thing don't happen, no. This thing is the truth. This don't forget now, consider the country as a priority and see how we move the country. Now that's some of we, based on like waiting the question, they say, what's in the way forward? The way forward now for ensure say, we put Salon first. And when we put Salon first, election is over. If we say we go back to election, let's assume where even though the no law no they will go get that room there any longer because The only reputable court way for do that we court, we get a time limit when they don't do that. But because they not go to the court, it's not going to be possible again. But waiting with a call on every citizen, be you in Sierra Leone or out of Sierra Leone. Now, how we all go rally around with family they're waiting at the country, let them understand, say, election is over. It is now about development. That is what we want to see. So the way forward now for us all is to put our hands on deck. President not prioritize, for instance, feed salon. Let we all go back now with villages them, and let we lead to farms them, let we lead to swamps them, let we able to generate food for we say, even if we're not able to supply the market, but we're able to feed the families.
I will bring you come back. Let's jump to you, Brahma Kamara, before I go to Mr. Boy Jallo. Now we all know, like I said, this will just get for confront the reality. Waiting at the way forward for Salone from you, from your own perspective. Waiting at the way forward. You get 2 minutes on this.
Earlier, when I start me talk, I say we dishonest. Luckily, Mohamed Bangura just he talk in other way that lack of sincerity in the country. And when I me prepare and say who for put Salon first, then this honorable self use the same word who for put Salon first. How we go put Salon first when a government within a power now only one tribe or 2 tribe now then they get all the jobs them. How we go put Salon first when then still they continue for kill other people them. How we go pull Salon first when a lot of people they in a prison right now as we talk. A lot of people they in a prison. Unnecessary one. So man not supposed for the day, but they did it. How we go put Salon first where justice system. In fact, the man that honorable talk about the court. I will tell you that court they are the most corrupt court in the world. I don't want to let you mention about court Nayasa because they are corrupt. And the court, when you go look the court system, now one tribe dominated by its system, how we go put Salon force? How this government of national unity go happen when all of this don't embed right now? Then go fire you from your job because of your surname. Then go fire you from your job because of the political affiliation we get. So how we get for put Salon force? So it come back to the question of honesty. If we all not sit down and talk honesty to we self, we be truthful to we self, we the Sierra Leonean, be Limba, be Mende, be Loco, be Timni, if we not talk that too, Salon, this thing not the work. Even if they can with a national unity government, not the work. Talking about put Salon force as well. Election don't take place. International observer then say the election not credible. Local observer then say election not credible. Then say, una bring this results come back, Lord, see for we self. We want see am. If in a salon you want put force, why you not go pull the result? If you believe, say you win the election genuinely, why you not go pull the result out for sort the problem out? No, nobody know the pull am.
So what's not the way forward?
So how this unit? The way forward is now we investigate what happened during the election. What's not the problem? What happened? Who that win the election? Win the election. If in a rerun of the election, we do one back. If in a president beyond win, it continue within government.
All right.
Simple
Thank
the way forward.
Thank you very much for that brilliant suggestion, Dave. Now, let's bring you come, Mr. Jallo. You get 2 minutes on this one.
I will only bring gentle, the political iron goose.
No, gently come. Gently come, definitely.
That's why they give you chance to talk about. You're not a politician, me not consultant.
Yeah, gently come. You know one person will support this idea. You get
Mohammed, on a very serious note.
I just round over the camp. You know one person will support this idea. See, this is not the way forward as a country.
Yes.
Now you don't hear it from Mohamed Bangura. You don't hear it from Lansana. You don't hear it from Bremer. They're all there against this. How you go? Self for we. I mean, Apple not be buy this idea, but slow continue.
Well, another look and say then they against. Maybe they not see the reason why we need a government of national unity. You understand? Anything in life, when you see the reason, you they accept them. When you not see the reason, you they reject them. You see, as I begin the talk at the beginning, Sierra Leone, now one country with one people, but different linguistic backgrounds. That motto wey SLPP they use is very correct for Sierra Leone. But the way that they apply them is very wrong. I will not be afraid to say it anywhere. My great-grandfather did something about the history of Sierra Leone. My grandfather and my namesake, Mohammed Boy, the only Mohammed Boy of both school, was a founder member of the SLPP. I am not SLPP. So I don't get anything against SLPP. But what they say is, if we don't try and experiment 60 and more years in our work, let we come back and say, okay, within a short period, let we get this government of national unity. Let we give them certain terms of reference who believe we will take from the TRC report and other things. Let we map a new path forward for Sierra Leone we go suit with cultural and other needs of development. The 1991 constitution cannot work for us because at the time it was made, it was modeled around the American Republican and the British parliamentary system. But with traditional systems, no, they work that way there. So how can we incorporate with traditional systems? And as other speakers, they don't say, and we myself subscribe to, we lack trust and credibility. We don't trust we self alone. So can we find a way to have a team of people from all the political parties? We give them a short period, say, Una do this thing for the sake of Sierra Leone. Then we go into referendum. But before they go into referendum, then do mass sensitization. Let everybody know what they go vote for. Then we can vote yes or no. It's not about politics. It's about Sierra Leone. It no matter if Jen today SLPP, Boy or the BPC. If me and meet up, he is a Koroma, I'm a Jalo, we're all brothers. I wouldn't look at him as an enemy. But if politics they make we look at ourselves as enemies, long find a way we go stop them. And this issue about saying national unity government not there, I would want to inform people that the governments in Scandinavia and the government in Israel, they always be national unity governments. Why? Because now coalition governments and they run there, not to one single political party, they form government. So it's always about national unity.
All right, thank you very much. La bring CSO Mambu, or just yes, Mr. Mambu, you there with me? I see you, Mr. Mambu, you get me? CSO.
I get you.
All right, very good. Yes, you come a little bit late, but however, you get the concept. We all know what's in the ahead of we. Hopefully, we believe, say, at the end of this month or the middle of this month, international mediators and for Canada country. Now, we all are looking for a way forward. Apart from their idea as citizens of the country, what's not the way forward, sincerely, when you push before we will make or break this impasse? From your point of view as a civil society.
Okay, thank you very much. Good evening, me, Fambulem, the media. I want to tell you thank you for where you give me this opportunity here. For me, I think say for now get the way forward, we get for talk the truth first. So I want to take for Musa and Mr. Brahma Kamara stop and build my points from that. For make we able get a way forward, we for able to tell ourselves the truth as a people. Yeah. Now only when we able to tell ourselves the truth as a people, now that time they will be able to get a way forward. How we for solve this problem here. One of the truths we for tell ourselves, where we for all look ourselves as a Sierra Leone, we tell ourselves is that APC make a very big mistake by not challenging this result in court. That are the first side Oh, need that the first true that one they all need for talk. That is the first true we will need for talk. The other true we will need for talk is that the SLPP government need for bring down the rhetoric, bring her down.
Thank you.
Because they say a man who is down, fear no fall. You don't win, now you get the power. So you get for calm down. Even when somebody they slap you now, not to like say you know able to slap and back or you able. But you get for make sure say you put the tempo down. So that the people and what you want for talk to, then go see the sincerity in you. So that when you call them for let una talk, they go able for listen to you and give you the platform. Now, why am I building my point on them two foundations there? APC for no say with the caliber of lawyers, the education where they get, the exposure and years of service in the legal system. For no say, Salon get a 1991 constitution. Salon get law, not a banana republic. Law then a Salon. And then law then the way then a Salon, then clear. The law then say, for example, the 2022 revised National Election Act say, this election, yeah, because the drafters of the law know say, all elections in the world can be contentious, especially in Africa. Because in Africa, over the years, people they don't believe say, now only way you get political power, now you political supporters then go benefit. So politics in Africa don't be do or die. You understand, eh? So now, that is why the drafters of the law, put on the law say, then go be election. That election, then that's also where you get for go. If you know gladly of the outcome of that election, now this you for do. It's clear. The law very clear. Look Sansumana, for example. Now just wait a minute. You think say Sansumana and lawyers, no say President Ernest Kroma former. The Supreme Court of the Republic of Salon, no be under in control. No, he knows. He aware. He know that. But yes, still, even when they sack him, he go back and read the Constitution with his lawyers, and then approach the Supreme Court. Do you know why he do that? Why he fight for do that? Because when you begin for Tawa, you get a precedent that look at Moagona law court. Look all the evidence they were put in the court. The court still deny me right. I go to international court. Look, we RIF from them.
I will just jump in, Mambu. The reason make I know I inject into this because we get some SLPP folks, APC folks as well. Then go tell you the reason. I know I can like say I just want completely be clearly neutral on this one. Now, APC will tell you say then get a list of grievances, a list of evidence for sure say the court seems to be biased. Now that make another they lost faith in them.
At the cancer, let build me point. At the cancer. That one they not to excuse because this is a different matter. In law, every case stand a unique opportunity within before the law. The Supreme Court of Salon no say election result is a contentious matter. We go bring war that country. They are aware. That is why if you find out. The election observers will come, one of the institutions where they visit. Frequently they visit them, they support them, build their capacity. Now the judiciary of Sierra Leone. In fact, that one they make with support from UNDP and EU, the judiciary of Sierra Leone set up a special court. They set up a special court for investigate election related matters. Quick one. And then,
okay, thank you very much. I'll bring you come back. No, I'll bring you come back. Not just jump into gently. Don't sit down for quite some time. No, not missing in contribution. Gentle.
Let me not sleep.
Yeah, gentle. What do you go contribute in this old stuff now? I mean, just like you on 3 minutes, before they can do and at 3 minutes, though we end up the program. We go open the for like 10 calls from the viewers. Waiting in 3 minutes. What do you feel say the best way forward? Okay, I think Gentle gets a problem, yeah? Now we jump go to Honorable. Honorable Munu, Honorable Munu, you get 3 minutes before we open the line, let people call, that we also address them. What do you feel, what you want to recommend to the Sierra Leone and the listening fine wide?
Yeah, me own recommendation what they call for. Now how we could see the remaining honorables them come to Parliament, because me, they always look at how the law they now. We law they at the crossroad. And the only way we go able to solve this crossroad problem, now how we brother them come to Parliament. What I mean, we constitution, when at the Public Election Act, giving room for make the proportional representation. And this proportional representation we don't go for, and not make no room for by-election. Though we constitution, they say, we forget by-election, who's a seat declared vacant. But the question now is, which seats then go declare vacant? And what thing then go use for declare the seats then vacant? So me way forward, now for appeal which we brother, they will still not join with in the Parliament. Let them go come and join we. Let we able move the country forward. Like what I say, they don't miss the point from day one. The point where they miss from day one, now because they fail to follow the due processes of the law. Even if you doubt the court system, even if you get problem with the court system, like when my brother rightly say, you have to put it to test. And Sumana be no say, unless na president, he has to control it. But he go there for make sure say, it gets in your word and evidence saying that. So me request as a honorable member why they bring in. Now for let we not hold the country to ransom, all in the name of fighting for rights. Martin Luther King talker in one of his speech where he called I Have a Dream. He said, in the process of gaining our rightful places, we must not be guilty of wrongful deeds. And that line there, it get plenty meaning inside. You the first for say yes, I want this election back. I want let it happen. But the road where you for use for make sure say the election where you want back, no, you not follow them, then it's like you don't miss them from the word go. So it's like you are now guilty of a wrongful deed simply because you don't fail for do what you're supposed to do. So me request as an honorable member, now for see how we they put salon force. That is how they try to say sincerity and honesty. Let we come out and tell the people say this election is over. We have 4 years, few months to another election. That is now for we will focus. That is my humble appeal. So everybody, so you will get your brother where they don't vote for, wait for go parliament, call and tell and say, Parliament they can open, do ya, go and represent the people that will elect you. Now that is my own humble submission what I go do.
All right, thank you very much. Now bring Brahma Kamara.
Why not they bring Mohammed Bangura?
At the council, definitely. Yes, you get what you go submit to the Salon people who they list with.
I just listened to CSO a moment ago. Instead of talk about honesty, he said, but the honesty will start with APC, then SLPP, but he not talk about ECSL. Because the whole issue here, now ECSL create the problem. Now we go back. Well, now we sort this problem as Salon. Now we go back.
I don't make my points done. I'm not done. Continue.
Okay,
No,
sir, but you only mentioned ECSL.
You get 3 minutes back. No worry.
ECSL and then create all this problem. If we see there today the debate about government of national unity, now ECSL caused the problem. Let we go there back. Let them provide the correct results for us. This is not principle, a democratic principle. Let we be transparent and fair in the process. That's it. We don't want nothing. The people of Sierra Leone don't want nothing, but not transparency we want. Like I listen to the honorable, they say, in your concern, you want to let the member of parliament then go to parliament. You're not concerned about the problems which surround this member of parliament of going there, waiting at the reason why them for good or why not for good. You're not concerned about that. All you think here about, you want to let parliament go on, so instead go get salary, everything. Because it's the same dishonest. There are two most dishonest institutions as Salon for all accountable, this parliament and the judiciary. Who get for all them accountable for these things what they do to the nation. Then they do bad things to the nation. They vote for them. And they represent people them. For let them talk to me, they would never say the truth to the people of Sierra Leone. Over the years, not just now, it's over the years. This is not accumulative years. It don't happen.
Since
we need for move forward. Let we ask ECSL, make them provide the results for we. Now that
right.
The only institution we go ask ECSL for that, Mr. Mohammed, Now the judiciary,
thank you very much.
The judiciary, I just don't say to you, sir, it's corrupt. It's very, very corrupt.
Right,
Not
okay.
corrupt
Mr.
institutions, sir.
You know,
It's okay.
It's highly corrupt, sir. It's corrupt. It's corrupt.
Large jump, gentlemen. We're going to open the line. Let people in Fambuda.
Let me not take time to argument.
Now,
Please, gentlemen.
this is not about. We always say the same thing now. The same thing in the sense we all want less alone to be full. Definitely. Now the way they approach angles different. Now being gently be the struggle we before you open the line. In 1 minute, what you go advise Sierra Leoneans before we open the line in 1 minute.
Well, it's unfair for give me 1 minute. After when I want to talk, people that don't talk plenty. Very
you, but you
just like talking.
You get 2 minutes.
On a very serious note, I think say the APC party, they're confused right now. They don't know waiting. They are still in shock. They are still in confusion. I think waiting that the way forward. They advise them first of all, let them go back to the dream board and go back to the party and fix themselves up. Because waiting at the suspects, few amount of individuals them, they don't hijack the party and then they go to in the way where they're not like. One thing where I want Sierra Leoneans they understand that Salone not a lawful country. Salone is not a jungle justice country. Salone is governed by a constitution when at the same APC party na they make up. Not a President Bill maker, not a SLPP maker. The 1991 constitution. A democracy, they work on laws, rule of law, now for respect. Therefore, if APC, they even one job, then go make President Bill or they can't join SLP, maybe they go get some job. And number two, when you talk about sincerity and lawfulness, all the one the way they don't contest elections, they refuse for calm, they are being lawless. They know they respect the law. And now two individuals they are still get respect for with the APC, where they don't respect the laws of Sierra Leone, Honorable Mohamed Bangra and Honorable Thompson. The fact is, the people that give them responsibility, now they go meet the people. They say let them work. If Honorable Mohamed Bangra have been think say, Honorable when I say the thing say, they're not glad. There is a law where govern that country, where we not forgo and go seek redress. My brother they talk about say the judiciary, they not go there because APC not go to court because the judiciary biased, judiciary corrupt. That one they not so true. That judiciary they, under President Bill, if not been bad judiciary, they like today. Mikhail Masari when are the chairman of APC enough for able if I don't behind bars because he win case against Madabio in government. The deputy chairman Usman Yassane, he win case in that court against President Bio in government. The deputy I call him, the running mate for Samora Kamara, Charino Majuba, he win case against President Bio in nephew when a junior Bio under his seat. We go to the parliament last year. If that court bias, President Bio interfere at all, like how my brother they say. Diana Konomani, when are the chairman of the North for APC, of the East for APC, he win case against President Bio inside that court. Kemosi say when a former minister, he win case against President Bio inside that same court. Yunkela, he win case inside that same court when a
presidential candidate of
and
APC,
also
he win
of
case presidential candidate of APC,
and as Koroma in jihadist team, they win case against Peter Alfred Conte.
Yes,
we make them go, they dance in that country, they give them justice, they celebrate. So it's just because they don't lost elections, they don't lost the way for go and do the right thing where they don't do, they don't become very lawless. Now that means they wait till they advise the way forward. Let APC become very honest and sincere. Let them become lawful, let them respect the laws of Sierra Leone, let them respect the people that will give them mandate. If they respect the law, they don't go to court. But since they don't go there, they are being lawless. Let them give let them give peace to the country. Let them go sit on a parliament and let them give.
Yes. Yeah, Mr. Bangura. You get me.
Now we get Mr. Bangura.
Yeah, they get you.
Honorable. In 1 minute before we open the line, because we want clown ourselves here from the people where the Sierra Leoneans across the world. What's in from here? What's in the way forward? Where you go advise Sierra Leoneans and we all.
No, I'm not able to tell you the way forward in 1 minute. But okay. However, I did try in 1 minute for catalog some of the problems at Salone. Every state institution at Salone is politicized, starting from the court system, going to the Sierra Leone police, even the military, parliament, every system in Sierra Leone has been politicized to a point that even when they do a survey, a barometer survey, it tells you about what are they talk. Nobody is trusted in Sierra Leone again. And secondly, my brother, the catalog cases of APC, we don't go through the court. There are two differences here. Those are individual cases. And you get the party cases. The individual cases and the party, APC as a party. APC as a party has not been treated fairly in courts. Individual members of APC, yes, they don't win cases. Even myself, I win the case in the courts. When they take me in a court. But the party itself not win case, the courts not treat them fairly. That notwithstanding, an election matter now not a picking case. Now, he make APC do a very stupid mistake by not going to court with this election result. If they be going to court with the election result, even though if the court says, oh, we're not able to upheld on a case, but what they for succeed for do, they succeed for do by presenting the evidence we they get, yeah. We know when they follow them up, we not for able to see. So even if the court say APC not get right, but the court of public opinion, we not go say APC get right. By the evidence when they submit to courts. But they not do them, they say no, they go to court. That is a silly mistake of APC from their own part. So if we correct the problems of Sierra Leone, first we need to do an ethnic audit. Ethnic audit in every institution as alone. For make sure we check her and see whose tribe we dominated.
All right.
Because Sierra Leone now gets her. Like Kenya gets a system in which they get employment in the government. They only employ one tribe. Na Ghana, na one institution, majority. If you say, for example, if you apply na state lottery, if the manager be this tribe, the deputy manager will be from that tribe. The other people will be na so they do na Kenya. So Salon for able to practice the same system.
So if I get all from what you talk, one thing will stand out. You look at ethnic audit in all institutions.
All institutions.
All right.
So that's you able to. Then I one with that one.
We don't notice. I think this
These are some of the reasons why we need a government of national unity. Let we address them.
No, we cannot. We cannot
have a government of national unity because we get a democrat. We get a government national. We don't get a government of national unity.
Are not credible.
But this
is one point. This is one point. The international community not talk say the election itself are not credible. The election are not credible. They talk about tabulation of election and transmission of election results.
Tabulation and transmission that makes the credibility.
No. Election gets processed.
If they have the evidence, they would have process, but we cannot believe them because they are not saying the truth.
We know we're talking. We know talk like that.
Election is a whole process. Election is a whole process.
Well, sometimes it permitted, but then conversation. I want to tell talking. Sometimes permitted.
Election get processes. Now processing.
Nobody. So let's bring CS Mambu. In 1 minute before we open the line, let Fambu ask me questions there. What do you want to recommend to Sierra Leonean in 1 minute? So we open the line.
In 1 minute, Sierra Leoneans, therefore, APC for be honest, for tell the supporter the number one, say this election done because when you go on social media, there is a lot of hope. Say this election, they get for do and back, or you get for hand over the power to Samura Kamara. That one in a 1 minute way on social media. Number two, ECSL for avoid on commenting on anything we get for do this election anymore. This election is no more about ECSL. The 2023 election, according to 1991 Constitution, no get nothing again for do with ECSL. This election now has to do with APC and the judiciary of Sierra Leone. The credibility of this election now rests on the shoulder of the judiciary of Sierra Leone. Then other thing where I want to let people they know clearly. Thirdly, make the government of Sierra Leone, President Bio, be the big boy in the room for bring down the rhetoric, calm down. All institutions within government calm down and not say accept say there is a problem. As a government, therefore, not say there is a problem because the opposition have refused to participate in governance, and they must work with all stakeholders for able to bring the opposition for join them on board, so that government go able for continue go before. But government of national unity, no. Sierra Leone is a democratic country. Not also German they can't take over. Not to bring President Leona power. No.
All right.
So one thing I think from the aspect of the civilian, then do from we the people. Make we not fall as the politicians then where they raise we hope. Make we set they take with time and they follow news outlets them where they give the truth. Citizens.
You're already there in 3 minutes. Let we open lines then for Fambule. Let we just take 5-10 calls. Fambule, we open the line now. You get right for ask all the panelists any question, but please, as you know, we get with guidelines now. With guidelines now, we know they're allowed any course. We know they attack personality. You attack the issue. You ask you questions, and then they will respond to you. So please. So we go open the line for a few calls then. The line open now. I think we don't get the first caller. Yes, caller outside the call from, and what's your name?
I call from United States.
All right. What's your name?
Yeah, and the great.
All right. So what's your question?
The only contribution is what I want to do is say Mr. Jamboya is a very peaceful man. They think of we get power of inclusion, not to the way forward one day. Now that one day, SAPP wants. SAPP from the beginning, they go out for let one states. And that they thinking elect for retaliate. And you can say APC. Remember APC in time when they say APC don't vote for so. The SAPP they all become to one of the people like APC. They all be woke. They use the name Senate APC. So then say for return the whole thing I never for do. But let me come to the way forward. All the time we can always say we follow America. When they come for bad stuff, we think about America. But this is the way this we are.
We don't lose that caller. Don't get another person.
Another call. Yes, call outside the call from. Now 1 minute, Famulem, because the line outs. 1 minute. Inside the call from. Hello, inside the call from. Inside the call from. All right. I think this caller. Yes, other caller. Let's take another caller. Yes, caller outside the call from. Yes, now for speak a little bit louder. Outside the call from. All right, I think this will come from your partner. All right, so family, when they see the line, let me just put the line. Quick one. Yes, call outside the call from. You get 1 minute because the line out.
I call from over again.
Okay, you get 1 minute. You get any question we ask to the panelists then?
I not get question as really, but I really just want to point out something quick.
All right, you get 1 minute. Go ahead.
I listen to the speaker, especially from the SLP. When they realize that not to just APC and SLP, also get the people the way we call the citizens that will not belong any side. The man the job says if you go to salon, also normal. It's only normal because then they get what they get. And they don't care about the people them. And not keep saying that the group and they see what they happen at the ground to the poor people. And when he also work like that, the hurt people are so bad. Because this whole mess where they go on so it they hit me. Bad one. But
all right, now we had another call. Yeah, now we had another call. Yeah, now take another caller. Yes, call outside the call from. Now we had another caller. We just we go appreciate questions. Yes, call outside the call from. We want because this is an opportunity. Then guys are very difficult to forget. So if you're there today, I think now we ask the right questions. They want to ask you no answer. Please, now we ask the questions and rather than we You know, so now we get the program, we can contribute at any time. But let we ask the questions there. The line don't the line don't choke. Pass we get for live refresh and quick. The line choke. Down up here. Would they give you a chance for call for asking questions?
Where I can make some clarification to some talk.
Yeah, go ahead. Okay.
Yes. Now one thing I want to let people them know that the Peace Commission of Sierra Leone, now them decide say they for call the APC and call the SLPP government for let them talk. Not to no government go big APC say una can with the big una. This is the perception where I want to let people them clear. And Peace Commission na independent body. The reason why they do that one day is they see say APC they don't begin they lost out of their responsibility where the people then give them for let them go represent them, and then they call them for let them able to talk. And if anybody Peace Commission call government, he call anybody even me say wait on I go listen, waiting the talk. But waiting APC then they pass around for the talk, down to true and then decide. I want to let them know say there's a law. That law they we need for respect them, and nobody in the whole world no go stop them. If they been get any issue as a government, as a opposition, they for them do, but now let them be honest enough. The way forward, let them be very sincere.
Now we collect. Yes, call outside they call from. You get a question because we only entertain question. You get a question? All right.
Since the whole international community and the opposition, they ask for simple thing when are the data. The MP them, we may not go ever call honorable. How about they start by calling ECSN at Parliament and demanding here? The thing and way that they ask for, not a thing way it's difficult for me, the MP them, the Parliament call the ECSN boss, say me man can answer to them here. So when they talk about honesty, then the honesty starts with that first.
All right.
When I call ECSL boss now Parliament, make it go answer to una.
All right.
Then we know say we're serious about moving forward.
All right. Thank you very much. Now we take another call. Yes. Call outside they call from. Which side they call from?
Yeah, I come from London.
All right. You get a question for Art because the panelists and they are.
Mohamed Bangura. I don't know what you mean by the election not credible. In we go sit on na radio they talk say na 9,000 votes in C na the RF form. Don Mohamed Kone put 90,000. I don't know what you mean credible and transparent. I don't know what you mean by that.
All right, he will answer you. Now we had another voice. Yes. He will answer you. Now we take another call. Yes. Yes. They take 3 more calls, then we'll wrap up the program. Yes, who side they call from?
I call from London.
All right, you get a question for Arts?
Yeah, what do you want to say over this whole issue? Honestly speaking, I don't know somebody MP them we talk say President Bill, they not elected as the president. President Bill na institutional coup na is set na the country, so automatically they not qualify for the president. But what do they look at here?
You get a question for Arts?
It's not possible for the government of national unity. It's not possible because Mohamed Kone. The issue in this country is not about APC and SLPP right now. It's about ECSL producing the right thing.
Okay, now we'll take another question. Now 1 minute, please. Yes, call outside the call from. Now we 1 minute. Yes, call outside the call from.
And it comes from both. Mohammed.
All right, you get 1 minute for ask the question. You get question for ask?
Yes. The question I asked everybody there. Okay, it is safe the way forward. But why they not go to tell the government, then people that they don't arrest? When they beat now, so then they are the election, then before they hide they all, and then they say, oh, this year will create problem. But that they want the government for the government go through because then they first was serious to the now. They're the one they always.
What's in my question? Now what's my question?
So then make the way forward. For about all this, why don't know we talk to Mohamed Kone about all the young girls that have this group? Who the cats are living? Who are win the show? The cat man the type of that border. Then Mohamed Kone
Okay, thank you very much. Now we had another voice. Now we take the last call. This family will not get for you. Take the panelism very, very busy. Now we take this caller. Yes. Oh my God. I don't know the calls. Yes, call outside the call from.
I call from Abuka.
All right, you get 1 minute for ask a question. You get a question for ask.
Thank you very much. This question is good to Mohamed Bongla. I mean, Italian. Mohamed Bongla, do from where you go assume office you go to Parliament. Almost say don't go to a constituency. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. You go answer that. All right, now we take another question. Now we take another call. Yes, who side they call from?
They call from Waterloo. This is Edmond Mans Jr.
All right, you get a question for Ax?
Yeah, the question for Ax now that I mean, whenever they represent APC, would I get one for good join and get APC, the government will let them continue.
All right, okay, thank you for your question. Now we take another call. Yes, call outside the call. Call outside the call from.
Hello, thank you very much. I call from London. Mohamed Bangra for me. And then members like APC get that
No, question would ask Fambulen, please. Question. If you question order, they will not get forward. So please, now questions they will look for. Yes, yes. Call outside the call from. Now the last caller is.
UK. First of all, the question I direct to Mohamed Bangra. I just wanted to why Mr. Bonga say government of unity not possible, and he as a representative of the opposition, why he feels it's such a question not possible, and also government of unity not possible. What's the essence of the ECOWAS for can get to the people?
All right, thank you very much. So, Famula, sorry you're not able to take calls and also. We apologize, please, because
yeah, ma answer quick, Awango.
Yeah, go ahead, Honorable. Now you get more of the questions.
May I tell you, my brother, we start to talk about the problems of Sierra Leone. Now, clearly, we don't demonstrate so. Clearly, we too personal. We too get one mad. We too get bad at for one another. The other caller they ask when are they going to make constituency. But caller, I am a representative of Carrying a district. Carrying a district that I just come over Ghana for ECOWAS. And on the 8th of this month, I get a big meeting na Batkano, na Carrying a district. Yeah? The other caller they talk say, me talk about credibility of this election. And me talk about SLPP, SLP get 9,000. I talk, I'm very clear in my last interview. Yes, SLPP then gets 9,000. What the SLPP gets and what in ECSL announced, there is a big discrepancy. They announced 19,000, but that is just carrying. Now just one out of how many regions, districts, na Freetown. Now, what you maybe ask APC? What you be asked APC? Now, APC, here are the evidence for Carrying a district. We now come back with all the other evidence from all the other areas they wanna get more put up. They're not able to give we up to now. Now, one caller talks here about election. International community say it's not credible or credible. Election are processes. It get past 10 lines in which they go through before all elections. And some areas, one country, when
somebody is having two devices.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead, Sammy, Honorable Bang.
Yes, one area, when one country with a whole election, Nigeria, then get their own elections. The election observers in Cassidon say, so findings. One of them findings now in this. Sierra Leone, we who say the election observers then get problem is the tabulation of results and the transmission of results. Now they get problem with. They don't get problem with data, they don't get problem with this, they don't get problem with voting, they don't get problem with anything. Now only them two things they didn't get problem with. Yeah? Now, Then call ECSL for make it clarify the issues there. So then they talk about this a piece where they say that they can't talk. So one caller contributor make them very clear. The peace talk where ECOWAS and Commonwealth they come na salon, not to government caller. Now peace commission, now they can meet APC and say, why make una not go parliament? Why make una not do this? Now APC give them the reasons them. Why make them not go parliament? Now their reasons then the peace commission then communicate with and the international community. Then communicate with government. Now he make ECOWAS they come and say, all right, so now can look into the reasons there. So now he make that they come. Because with people that they misunderstand too much about the things that they happen in salon, particularly this peace meeting where they can hold Naton. The member said this peace talk where they can hold elect Naton. Somebody talk him. He said this election is done. This election is done and dusted. That is just a fact. And we, the leaders of APC, forget the courage, the mind, for face with supporters and tell us, say, this election no done. The rogue, but this election no done. Now, what should they do now? Now, for the next elections. And the president don't talk. He step acknowledge the fact that this election, it get problems. He step acknowledge the fact that ECSL, it get problem. Now, he make he set the commission. When he set the commission and meets up the parliament, I tell and say, if you don't set up this commission, you know for make the vice president header. Maybe a neutral policy with the guy header. And God so good, the government is contemplating that suggestion one make. A neutral policy header, they can sit down and will overhaul the ECSL for the coming election we get for come. My brother, if it's alone for move further, if we for move further as a nation, we foresee we serve as one. We foresee we serve, or for like we serve. I don't need for stability for me, I like you. I don't need for like you personally, but for like what you do. We are members of parliament. The man not talk say he not recognize the members of parliament. He not recognize them. She don't say not recognize the members of parliament. Cano, na salon. We are going to parliament. We are doing the business of the day. And I'll tell you this. On the 12th of, mark this date, what they give you. 1-2 of October. APC MPs, they go return back to parliament. Where will they get the full complement of APC MPs to parliament?
Are you making are you giving us a guarantee, say APC members of parliament?
I always say this. I say APC MPs and I'll tell you this now. Markham 1-2, the 12th of October, where will they return to parliament? APC, they go to parliament. Call me back for this show. Now make interview me on that. Then they go to parliament. Because of course, they don't say what they be doing wrong. They don't say be doing wrong. Now you don't come to play. That's what they be doing wrong. That APC MPs they go to parliament. APC MPs will go to parliament. Now they will get the legal rights for ask ECSL for say cow the data. If you talk outside, nobody not go listen to you. Now they will get the legal rights.
Thank you very much, Honorable. At least you don't give me a gist. We'll go follow up on the 12th of 11. I will put it on the calendar as a reminder. We'll definitely reach out back to you. Honorable Just Day gets issued because we're asking a caller call say why they not for call ECSL go na parliament for go ask for the irregularities and way even the president or the government or some stakeholders and then highlight. But anyway, Honorable Munu, they still a struggle. So lobby just left now. So Fambulen, I don't know. I don't know if we would take. I don't like ask the panelists their opinion.
Ask the other people their opinion about what they.
Una agree for we take 5 more calls?
No, let me talk now. Let me talk. We just in there for talk. Don't forget about the call there.
Then we can take 1 or 2 calls after that.
All right.
Let the other people then say something
We have
apart
things
from
to say.
Honorable Bangura. Then we can go ahead and take 1 or 2 calls.
We have a
All
lot
right.
to say.
Okay, definitely. Let bring you can gentle. You get to not just make a 1 minute, please. Based on the callers, what thing you take?
Yes, you see, these are things that we have been done to talk severally. And I remember the last time we have been get for kind of this platform with Mr. Brahma Kamara, I stated and clearly say the APC as a party, they need to face the reality. They need to be sincere with themselves and they need to sincere with their supporters. And I state and clearly say the misinformation the way they give say, oh, government the big APC for can know. Now this commission, now it always don't call because of waiting, and just like we Honorable Bagra buttress waiting at all. That is exactly waiting for happen, and we have to be law abiding. We have to be law abiding. But again, one thing the way Honorable Bagra be talking, I want to clarify now. Yeah, we talk about every clear.
1 minute since we want to attack minutes.
This government, well,
now we come to Mr. Jallo. You get 1 minute.
You know, go give me 25 seconds.
I want let you go to the other people, make him come last.
Yeah, all right. Honorable, they sleep. Honorable, I sleep. They sleep.
Go
Honorable,
to CSO Mambu and the others, and Mr. Brian
Honorable, they
Makama.
sleep. Okay, I think honorable. Okay.
Oh, you know they allow the person talk. Now the APC man, they no more they give chance. Mohammed
Oh,
they are not APC, no, but they are both you step as one. Both you step as one. About
Yeah, so for me,
you 1 dozen, you Mother Kuruma.
Yeah, so man, we are quiet.
Yeah, so for me, I think say we all don't listen to the public waiting that they say, especially border than at the other side. You know, some of them here who they talk so now they bring conflict, now they bring war in a country. Trust me, for me, as I've said, let the government of Salone be the big boy in the room for try for talk to the supporter then for bring down the tension. May themselves go and be very sincere as a government to the people of Salone for bring everybody on board. President Bio very powerful in bringing people. Me na one person will be very surprised where I see President Bio and Kande Yonkela. The whole country be surprised after waiting they go through. I was very surprised where I see President Bio at the likes of Alpha Khan, Victor Fo. And even all the one that they Ali Kabade, all the one that would be contest, the former flag bearer, President Bio will bring them all together. So he get that ability there. Even he and the former president and his group. So for me, I dey think say make the government be the big boy in the room. But again, the danger thing where APC they do a very danger for we country. Now that they really need for make the supporter they know say there is no way where Samora will be president at this time today.
All right, thank you very much.
There is no way where this election will be done back for another time. What we need now?
Let's bring you kind of Mr. Kamara. Yes, you said you don't have the callers then. What thing you take?
Me taking a CSO Mambo, I feel saying a neutral person, but I just use the word just now. Waiting me other border and they say other side. I mean, a CSO is supposed to be neutral. But anyway, that's not your problem. Me own same thing. When you listen to we all who they talk, the callers who they talk, it's the same story about dishonesty. Mohamed Bangura, Honorable Mohamed Bangura, they talk and assertively say then member of parliament and they go na parliament, APC member of parliament, they go na parliament on the 12th. We it's a surprise to me to hear that. But anyway, last update.
Mr. Kamara, what's it for surprise you?
Talking about it.
It's all right. Anyway, the last one, I just want to correct Mr. Kurumaya, and I talk about the Peace Commission. The Peace Commission, the woman where they lead it mock APC at the same time. If you know that press conference, they mock APC as well. Then I'm sure say they're already in that Peace Commission in a party carriers them, and they accuse them. And me they accuse them, say then a SLPP party carriers them. They're all
not
so not to independent body, not to independent body. Yeah. Thank you. Bye.
All right. Okay. Now we open the line for 5 calls, and that's it. We'll wrap up the program. Fambulen, when I get chance, they take 5 calls, we'll wrap up the program. We know say plenty on one call, but unfortunately, not to all man will take because time not go
Mr. Kamara, Brian
we get
Kamara.
5.
Yes, sir.
Will they take 5
I
calls?
will let forget you contact after this, yeah?
Okay, sir. I did take them from that put local forum. Now we're already.
Okay.
I will take on this, sir.
Yes,
So
Fambulen, will they take 5 minutes?
A big.
Okay, don't miss this caller. Yes,
so, Mr.
outside
Kamara, they try
inside
for
the courtroom.
preempt the outcome of the Peace Commission. Say if they not adhere to what APC say now, for let us say na bias commission. Is that the case?
Yeah, because
because
the way on the
Is
press
that the case?
conference, on the press conference, the way the woman talk, he mock APC, he not talk as neutral person. So they
Well,
not say,
that's your opinion.
well,
Me, I keep
no,
always say,
when you sit in a sensitive position, you for
Yes,
know
caller,
waiting for talk.
caller outside
You
the
for
call,
know waiting for
inside the
say.
call from.
Now we listen to the callers.
Yes, caller outside the call from. You go for speaker. You know, well, it can always be this whenever we get too much call, then the kind side, it's in the frozen. So,
Yeah, it a glitch.
It a glitch. Yeah, too much calls on the kind side. I know say the faces are waiting at the platform. Now, places so people want to talk to direct. So, I think Lord just do itself a favor. Lord, we just cancel the calls then because we're not able. It's in the freeze. And the calls right now, what are the season? 15 there.
Too many calls.
Too many calls there. So, gentlemen, now we'll end the program.
no, go say them time they need.
What's going to be your last message to Salon people there? Honorable, before we say goodbye, last start with the Honorable Angora. You get 1 minute for lobby and what's going to be your last message?
Oh, my last word now for tell Australians and say the points in which we don't reach now. Not only love and togetherness. More left for see we serve the way we see we serve. Let us put politics aside and learn to respect each other. You don't need to let me. More learn to respect each other. If we not learn to respect each other, say for example, we overseas, we respect each other, we respect the laws that overseas. The moment we cancel alone, we are different. And if we not change that attitude, I let you get Obama, you get George Bush, you get all your majors, them, former world leaders, them. You put them together and say, "Una can't live alone." To go in this day, and the same problems we get. So the problems of that country, it get to do with you and me, who for change the concept of thinking, the way we see ourselves, the way they see things from a national perspective.
Thank you very much, Honorable. You talk about concept for change the concept. Gently, get 1 minute for tell goodbye to the people of Salon.
Right. And I want to let people that know say this fight with APC, then the effects led by Dr. Samora Kamara, not a constitutional fight, not in the interest of APC membership, not in the interest of the party, they in the interest of Dr. Samora, because he wanted them pull in case we get, in thief case that we get a court, if they hold the party as transfer, the country as transfer for that, and that is wrong. Let for punish the poor honorable them, where they don't go give them, where they don't go suffer, they don't spend the money, let them go work. Let them remember the people, and let APC learn for be sincere, for talk the truth, they will go before. Let them learn for be satiable. Let them learn for talk the truth. Let them learn for face the reality. Let them go back to parliament. Let them go back to the council. Let them not go to hide like Akisoya. They want to take money where you know they work for. Let them do the right thing. The quotive Honorable Mohamed Bangra then they do. Let them go do them. Election, it don't happen. Done and dusted. Let we things alone. Let them go back. Let them forget about Samora Kamara. Let go first in case na court. If post one job, either you can't join SLPP, you make president, you give you job, or you go lobby to allow you work. Then go give you work. Opposition, you know, easy. Let them be. Let them make them party. Let them go.
All right. Yes, Mr. Brahma, waiting will be your last word. You get 1 minute.
Me last word. Let we all Sierra Leonean learn for be honest. Like Mr. Gentle just don't accuse me own leader say na thief man. That's wrong. You can't say that na big man. You know, will tell him so because you there SLPP. Now the same dishonesty. You can't tell him. No court, not even and find him guilty. So I go call him thief man. Wanna stop that. And CSO Mambu talk this now. Now cut down the rhetorics. If una one piece na that country, SLPP cannot rule without APC. That's a fact. Una not able to rule that country without APC. So when I stop this rhetoric, I didn't have my last word. Ain't no to thief man. If we audit una now, we know some of we get the hostel. In England, yeah, the houses there we don't buy STPP. We get the address them. Everything they we get them. Get them everything. So no worry.
All right, thank you very much. Now the last now we can say CSO. CSO, what will be last word?
It's yes, you know, they are going to take in time.
CSO.
Yeah, I will take that in time.
And so not alive for talking again. You are bad politician in this country.
No, I want to know what Mr. Kamal say. If APC can rule 27 years without SLPP, why you think SLPP not go rule for 5 years without APC?
No, sir. No, sir. All that 27 years, SLPP.
I wish on
27 years.
I wish honorable Mohamed Bangua for being there when you talk in this call.
1973, SLPP walk out. APC operates. They're not even talk to them.
My friend,
precedents which has been made.
We had the SLPP, the APC all those times.
But President Bio, now the most inclusive president, he get clean out past all the president after. It's so nice. Now be me na president, I know they take all the president Bio they take.
All right, so family, we
don't end the program now. 24 hours.
We go come back to
taking time. Now give me that time now.
Yes, Mr. Jam.
Well, give that honorable your time to me. That means SLP
honorable. Say, one of the reasons why I deal with the government of national unity, we don't reach a stage where we emotions they overweigh with rationality. It's no longer about SLPP APC, it's about Sierra Leone. The government of national unity is not going to exclude anyone, it's going to bring everybody together. We give them terms of reference, say, let us do these things, let us set up these institutions, let us build these capacities. So after this, we country go continue without the Alpha Fetia. Mada Koroma, not a stranger to me, Boydalo Jamboy, and I'm a fumble. But politics don't make now so they believe say me in a stranger. If I go this non Apujong, the man go look me like enemy, but me in a brother. So don't find a way, don't come together. Don't put Sierra Leone first. We all don't talk in a different way that we need for be honest with ourselves. We need for be sincere with ourselves. We need for all ourselves together. I want to meet Mother Koma any side. Let me team up, we'll talk, we'll play and laugh. This is what Sierra Leone needs now. Sierra Leone has so much. What would they miss? Because we they make ourselves enemies were not necessary. My last word is, let we consider the best way forward where we all go work together. Some of you they out here, we want to go back now country. But we don't want to go back for go big job to nobody. I want to go back lad in my own corner. I do what I get for do. I contribute to national development. But if we not get unity, that's not happen. So dear, this now big we the big now. Some of we the elders the big. Let we find a way. Let we map out a national cause where everybody go feel say.
All right, very one big thank you. I tell you thank you very much to all for una spare time can talk to the people. Hopefully, maybe next week again, if una spare time, una will come back and engage.
We can come now. Ongoing discussion.
slightly or just part. But one thing I take off from this, I like the suggestion of Mohamed Bangua when they talk about ethnic audits in all public institutions. I think saying a brilliant idea.
When at that side, Abuwan can clarify, you don't allow me. You know, go take Mohamed Bangura, you hook line and sinker. That's bias. It's not correct. But President Bio get the most inclusive government ever in the history of Australia.
We're talking about national, not talking about
national. If you watch from ministers, you watch from every side, and the people the way and Escobar be employed. Now they see them and then job them. President Bio no pull them. All the lower level government. So that one is not correct. You don't allow me to talk about that.
You're not go correct for you.
I get somebody who is done next to me, right now next to me. Them pull and me pull me there. Me an example, you know that. You say know that. Now, bam, you know that.
Me don't know that because
no, you know that. Then I get somebody who is done next to me, right now. Then fire.
I'm not saying you've been there at University of Australia. You've been the work there, and the work there, you know, diligent staff. You know, staff way efficient and effective, so you were doing your job. So
exactly, but when una count tribalism, then una incorporate all institutions in the country.
No, it was never like that. That never happened.
It is still going on.
Yeah, Lowy just end the conversation.
Let's find a way forward. Let's find a way forward.
All right, we go look for a way forward for continuing conversation. Yeah, Fambule, now go tap the program. We tell you plenty thank you. We'll come back next week with another show.
Talking Point platform, TTPTV. Oh yeah. Unale we pledge, we love and loyalty to we sweet mama salute. Now we all come together as one.